Hey everyone, this is Fabian Weinberger, and if you have a dream or you simply have the feeling that there is more to your life than what it currently is like, then this video is for you. I really want to use this chance to inspire people believing in their dreams and going for it. And with that, really making the world a little bit of a better place. To do so, I love to share a story with you today. My story, my journey so far, because I think that's gonna be a very long journey, which I'm looking forward to. But there already happened some things that made me believe more and more what is possible when you go for it. Like, I always have this quote in my head from Paulo Coelho in The Alchemist, where he says, when you want something or when you decide to go for something, the whole universe conspires in your favor to make that happen. And that is really something that resonates a lot with me during this past half year, I would say, with the things that happened. So yeah, come with me. I want to share this story with you to kind of show you what's possible and encourage you to also go for your dreams and get closer to them step by step and enjoy the process of getting there. So let's start in summer 2024, where I got to know a friend who really inspired me a lot. And she was going on a world tour and really having this passion for it. And that was kind of her dream always to do. And she's just going on her world tour right now. And that kind of inspired me so much, and I admired that fire and energy she had about it. And I kind of think there was this mutual admiration because of the things she were doing and the things I was doing. So that was a really great connection. And one evening we were sitting there and I was saying to her, you know what? In the next life, I'm gonna go into professional sports and go pursue a career there. And she was really shocked. She was like, Fabian, I never heard such a bullshit coming out of your mouth. And I was shocked then as well, because I didn't expect that reaction. But she then explained to me, why would you wait for your next life that isn't even promised to go for your passions and to go for your dream? And that kind of stuck with me. And to be completely honest, there was always this idea I had in my head to earn money in my job right now. And when I have money, I wanted to go into professional motorsports anyway, because the dream and the goal right now is to become a Formula One team principal. So yeah. And with that idea in my head, that was always there but kind of buried, it started working inside of me. And then nothing happened that much. We were going on a vacation, a friend of mine and I, to Italy, where we watched a MotoGP race, and we really had a great time there. But then suddenly on a Monday, it was a Monday, and I was sitting alone at the beach and a little bit working on my laptop, when suddenly the phone rang and my mom was on the other line, and she was like, Fabian, good morning, what are you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting at the beach working a little bit, what are you doing? And she was like, oh, so you're seated, that's great. And I was like, why do I have to be seated, what's going on? And she's like, yeah, your dad had a heart attack yesterday and it isn't looking good. We thought he's going to die yesterday, but he's alive, but it's not looking good. And then suddenly, I think that is such a feeling you can't describe, because everything around you stays the same. Same beautiful beach, same beautiful scenery, but nothing is the same. It's like really your heart is, I don't know, you may know it or not, but that is a crazy feeling. And on the phone she told me, yeah, there was one thing I want to share with you, which he shared with me during the moment when we all thought he was going to die. He told me, hey, tell Fabian he can sell the house, take the money and pursue his dream of going into professional motorsport. And I was like, okay, yeah, okay. Then fast forward, he's doing fine again. But at that moment, that kind of stuck with me again, because my dad and we were very close. So I think when somebody's so close to you, which is your father, thinks it is important to tell you this when he thinks those are his last breath he's gonna take, you should at least consider if he might be onto something there. So yeah, we stayed there in Italy, because after the talks with my dad, phone calls, it was like, yeah, you can't do anything right now, you're not allowed to get into the hospital. So I was like, yeah, when we're going home right now, nothing changes. I'm just sitting there and thinking about it. And so I had one of my best friends there with me in Italy, and we decided to stay there. I was sitting there in the coffee, and there was the whole conversation. There was this beautiful view, and I had the number 55 right in front of me. I'm gonna insert a picture here of it. So yeah, we got back, we moved forward with our vacation, talking really a lot about life and the sense of life, how you can imagine. Then we were at the Ferrari Museum, and there was one quote on the wall that really stuck with me. And I remembered it forever, and it becomes very important, and it is written on the wall. It is "Il futuro è sempre nelle mani di chi lo sa anticipare," which means like the future is in the hands of those who do the things today that are necessary to get to the future. So yeah, that kind of stuck with me. And I remember Alex, the friend who was with me, telling him when we were driving away from the Ferrari Museum, I was saying, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do it. He was like, what are you gonna do? I'm gonna go pursue that dream of becoming a Formula One team principal. And he's like, that is great. That was awesome, because he's like, not like you're insane, but he was like, that is great. Whatever you need, I'm gonna help you. And so thanks in that sense also, that he knows how grateful I am for that. And yeah, then we came back home. So I decided to perform on that promise, and I wrote a spontaneous application. And as we were in Italy and we were in the Ferrari Museum, shortly after this happened, I was like, the logical thing to do is to write an application to Ferrari, of course. So I wrote my spontaneous application, sent it, nothing happened. Of course, I don't know, maybe there are gonna be like 1,000 spontaneous applications in a week. If somebody that's watching knows the number, please share it, because that would be very interesting. But yeah, nothing ever happened, no response, nothing at all. So yeah, then I was talking to a friend, and we were planning a vacation in December to Italy. I was like, let's go to Italy if you want to. We could go to Milan, and if we're there, I'm gonna take one day before noon off and drive to Maranello and give them my application personally. So yeah, with that goal, we kind of said like, yeah, let's go on vacation in December. Fast forward again, the vacation never happened because we didn't find a weekend that matched our schedules. But you know, when you make a contract with yourself, and that was really a contract with myself, that I'm gonna go to Maranello and deliver them personally, deliver them the applications personally. So I was like, no, you cannot let this not happen right now. So I decided to just go drive to Maranello and give them my applications. I drove first from Munich to Passau by train, where my dad was already fit again, which is insane because he had the heart attack in September, and in December he was fit again, repairing my car, getting it ready for me to drive to Maranello. So I was then at home in Passau, talking to my parents, And I was like, yeah, that's the story we need to tell when that's really happening. And then sat into the car and drove like, I don't know how long it took. It was 7 o'clock in the evening when I started, and it was 1:30 or 1:50 in the morning when I arrived. So I drove to HotelMaranelloVillage and then slept there a night. And then the next morning I got up at 6 because I was hyped, I would call it, in a positive sense. And I still needed to write 5 handwritten letters, which I wanted to hand to the application, because my idea was to share the applications on the street, give them to the people on the street, have a letter on it. I can share the letter with you here, where it says like, thank you very much, you're invited for dinner, for accepting this application and everything. So yeah, that's what I had to write then the morning. So I wrote 5 letters, one page always in English, the other page always in Italian, thanks to Google Translate. And then, yeah, and by the way, thank you very much to the very friendly hotel staff who helped me out with printing out some things I had forgotten. I invited them to Munich to the Oktoberfest as a form of thanks. So if you watch this video, please write in the comments or reach out directly to me. The invitation is still open. So I took these 5 applications, 5 handwritten letters, drove to Maranello. It was at around lunchtime, and pretty good time, I thought, because people were all on the street, and I was like, then you can approach some people. And got there, approached one girl, didn't understand English, approached a guy. I don't know if he didn't understand or they are just instructed not to talk to strangers doing crazy things. So they really didn't want to take my application. So I was like, I'm gonna have to change my approach. And then I sat in a cafe and was like, looked around me, and they all had one thing in common, which is the Ferrari suit. So, and I wore a normal suit. So I was like, maybe I can use that. And then I got into the reception of the Scuderia Ferrari headquarters, and I was like, let's not say who I am and just use this, that I kind of look a little bit more important, to my advantage. So I got there and I was like, hey, is anybody there from sponsorship relations? Because as I was working in investor relations, I thought there I can provide the most value inside of a Formula One team to get into it. So yeah, I got into there and asked the question, and they were like, no, there is nobody there, but if you want, we can give you the phone number. And they gave me the phone number of the department. I thought like, oh, that is successful. That is a great approach to kind of directly ask where you want to go. And then I had the number and I was like, that's good, but I'll call it later. Let's now proceed with the application handing out. And then I sat back into the car and kind of sorted myself where I'd go next. And I made a WhatsApp memo to the friend I was initially planning to go to Italy with. And I was telling her, oh, they didn't wait for me, and really difficult right now. And during that voice memo, and I still have the voice memo, which is insanely beautiful, I look outside of the window of my car and see on a building written the quote, "Il futuro è sempre nelle mani di chi lo sa anticipare." And I'm like, oh, but I just spotted this quote on this building. I'm gonna go inside of it. Maybe this is a sign. Let's see what happens in there. Voice memo end. And I go inside the buildings. I get goosebumps right now. I go inside the building and it was a fashion store. It was a Ferrari fashion store. And I spotted for the first time in whole Maranello 5 people standing there, very nice suit, speaking very fine English. And that was something which was outstanding. And I was like, oh, they could be more like officials and everything. And I was circling them, looking, and somehow I saw the badge there from one guy, which is like the badge of a Ferrari worker. I was like, oh, I have to take that opportunity right now. So I got to them and I was like, may I interrupt you guys for a second? And they were very friendly. And they were like, yeah, of course. What can we do for you? I was like, I have a question. Are you guys working for Ferrari? And then two of them are saying, yeah, we are working for Ferrari. Why? Then I have a bold question. Yeah, ask it, ask. And that was like being so precise because I knew exactly where I can deliver the most value for a Formula One team. And I was like, what would you guys do if you wanted to work in sponsor relations for the Scuderia Ferrari Formula One team? And they looked at each other, looked at me, and they were starting to laugh out loud and said like, that's an excellent question. We're exactly doing that. Turns out I got to know the VP of partner relations there and a co-worker of him. So that's insane. And yeah, that was really a client meeting. There were 3 clients and 2 of the Ferrari partnership division there. And so I said like, coincidentally, I have an application with me. So I handed them the application and yeah, and then we spoke a little bit further. Then some more clients and partners came in, so they really had to go to the meeting. But what I found very, 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 I can't stress this enough, impressive on a human level was that the VP took his time and said like, you go start that meeting, I'm gonna come afterwards. And he took the time for 5 to 10 minutes, I can't say exactly, to just talk to me. And he was like, how did you know we were here? And I said, I didn't know. I just saw the quote outside and I wanted to go in because of that. Like, and how did you come to Maranello? Or I was like, I drove here to handing out these applications. And you could see they were really impressed, and he especially, and he said to me, that's the fucking greatest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, that I think really shows what is possible if you believe in a positive outcome and just do the things that are necessary and that you promised yourself to do to get to where you want. So in that sense, I kind of got very good connection right now into Ferrari. But unfortunately, they weren't hiring exactly at that moment, and I was still in my job, so that there was nothing really concrete to talk about. But that was the moment that changed everything for me, because getting so close to jumping inside gave me the feeling, and this feeling confirmed that this is really the thing I want to do. So I came back to Munich with this, and we had another phone call in January about how we can proceed from here on. And I worked out a really nice partnership acquisition concept as a form of showing them what I am capable of and that I understand the business. And yeah, and let's see where it goes from there. But that moment really showed me that I want to do this thing, that I want to enter Formula One and help them in their partner acquisition and partner management. So with this feeling, I knew that there is no way back for me to, even if Ferrari doesn't work, it doesn't have to do anything with Ferrari itself. It is a great brand, a great team, of course, but just that's a personal thing, just the possibility of me working in such a role in Formula One and getting closer to the team principal dream. I was like, I can't sleep on that right now. I've now understood that this is what I want. So yeah, that doesn't matter if this works, but I'm gonna pursue it in one or another way. So I communicated inside of my company beginning of February that I'm not gonna be on board for the long term because I have this dream and I have to go for it. And was personally very difficult because we are very close friends all, but that really also helped us to kind of stay friends and to understand each other a lot and say, yeah, it is what it is, and it is bullshit because we were on this joint mission together and to grow this business in Germany with a real estate private equity business, which I enjoyed doing and enjoy doing, but I kind of had to do it because it's, in the end, it's not my dream, and if I have the possibility to go for it. So I communicated it, but kind of, yeah, then took away the long-term vision for each other, for each of the parties. So they decided to let me go at the end of June, which is really fair, I think, because it was always a long-term partnership in mind, and with me saying, no, that's not a long-term partnership for me anymore. That's only the fair thing from my side to do and the fair thing from their side to do. So no hard feelings there. And I'm really excited to right now have this opportunity to go all in, fully pursue that dream from July onwards, and taking my chances. I'm in conversations with a lot of Formula One teams, or on the verge of getting the right contacts to them. So I'm definitely gonna keep you posted on that, and please cross your fingers that everything works out the way it should work out, and just trust that the universe has something good in store for me these next times. But I feel incredibly blessed to already have had these great coincidences, or whatever you might want to call it, and from there on we're gonna see where this journey leads me. I hope this could show you that great things are possible if you just do the right things, the things you really feel inside yourself you want to do, because then the universal timing will do the rest. You always have to do the work, be clear on what you want, and then just go for it. I hope you can really take out something positive of this story, and I'm gonna definitely keep you up to date on this journey. And if you want to and have experienced the same, or simply have a dream, feel free to share this dream below the video, and let's just support each other. I mean, that could be the beginning of something beautiful for every one of you, just speaking out what you want and going for it. That's in the end the goal, making the world a better place. So with that being said, thanks for watching that far. Have a great day, everyone. Speak to you soon. Bye for now.